We got some news in about 30 minutes, so I'm probably not going to put on a trade until after that. We got the cash open in 20 minutes, and then we got PPI in 30 minutes, so not really looking to put on a trade now until the news hits, unless there's something which is like really obvious. Taking a look at some of the previous trading. Just look at this chart. This is not including all the data, so pretty much everything from this line is relevant. This on the left side is kind of yesterday's data. Not really too much happening in the bonds. We had a kind of an impulsive move down. I think we actually traded all the way up into this 25, 26, 27 area overnight. But yeah, you can't see it on the chart. Pretty big bid here at 10s. It looked like we sold right through it, traded down a few ticks to 08s. We tested that 08 level again in the overnight, and we are now banging on this. Looks to be a 1200 offer at 16. This is the yesterday was the first green day we had in about 5 days. We've been just shooting down real bad for the past week or so, and it was like the first green day. So this could be the move that recovers us from that. YT Beach, thanks for the follow, man. Appreciate it. So I think yesterday I only took longs. I only took long trades yesterday, so we might have a bit of the same action today. It'd be cool if we could trade all the way back up to like 138 evens up here. If we do trade up, I'm looking to, if I do get in on a long, probably going to see new highs of the day, maybe at this 25, 26, 27 level, 28. We could go all the way up to evens, but there's no really way for me to tell until we get up to that price. If we do go down, key levels I think is going to be this 08. This has been a pretty significant level in the past. It served as it was the low of a previous day, and it was also the high of another previous day. So there's probably going to be a lot of action around this 08 level. So we could go long or short either way. Just gotta watch the orders and make some good trades. So that's kind of my plan for today. Looking at maybe some upturn action up here, or possibly a failed breakout, and then maybe going short around this 789 area, looking for a break of this low 08. That's my plan for today. But yeah, for the time being, not really going to expect too much action. As I said before, we do have the cash open in about 17 minutes, and then at 21:30 local Japan time, we have some big news coming out. So probably not a good idea to put on any positions until then, unless there's something I'm sure I can get in and get out in like under 10 minutes or something. So just going to sit around and hang out for a little bit until those times. Feel free to ask any questions in the chat. Let me know what you think. What are your plans for today? It's good to be back into the more high volume part of the year. We had a pretty non-eventful Christmas, and then Monday was a holiday, so kind of a strange day with not much action going on at all. Yesterday was pretty interesting. Hopefully today also plays out the same as yesterday. Again, there's always the potential of a big move up again. I think. I mean, in either direction really, because you know we've had just these pretty huge volatile days. Moving maybe an entire point, something like 20 ticks, 30 ticks. Uh, I think the biggest day we actually moved to 40. Was it 40 ticks or like 50 ticks? Almost 2 points. I don't actually use the charts very much for my trading, but I have this is just a 30-second chart. I generally only look at the daily chart just for plotting my important levels, significant support and resistances, but all of the other trading happens off the dome. I only look at this chart as kind of a reference to see maybe how many times we've tested a level. Um, for example, seeing us test this 08 level, we've tested it maybe 2 or 3 times in the past, but I don't really trade off the chart too much. Baxter7788, thanks for the follow, man. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you're having a good time. But yeah, so that's the chart. This is from the last, I guess, 3 hours or so. Again, anything to the right of this gray line is correct data. Because basically, whenever I close my platform, I lose all this data. So I open the platform when I wake up or whatever, turn the PC on, and just kind of load the last 2 to 3 hours of data. But I am a kind of a short-term trader, so I'll hold my trade max for like maybe 3 hours, 4 hours, and that's in very rare cases. Most of my trades are scalps, although most of my profits come from longer trades. So the chart doesn't really have that much of a impact on my trading. Again, it's just more of a reference tool to look at. I'm at work at the moment, so sound is pretty much off, but I'll be back later. Sure, no problem. I mean, I'll be here for at least another 2 hours, unless something really crazy happens. But usually about 3 hours is a pretty average time. I've gone up to 7 hours once on a kind of a bad day. But yeah, good luck with your work. Don't slack too much. Don't get fired. That would be bad. I'm probably going to be trading ZB today. I have the chart linked below. Unfortunately, TradingView's charts on futures is delayed by about 5 minutes. But you can get a look at the chart if you want to see 5 minutes or 1 minute chart or something longer at that link I just posted in the chat. This is for ZB, which is the dome on the right. So most likely I'll be primarily trading ZB today, which is what I've been doing for the past week or so. I find it's better when we have these kind of directional days to trade ZB, and whenever we have some of these sideways days or rangy days, I like to trade ZN instead. So on ZB, you tend to have bigger moves, bigger swings. The tick size is also twice as big, $31 a tick. You can even see from the daily range, it's a lot larger here on ZB than it is on ZN. But when you're trying to trade the range, you need to have these like super razor thin levels. So the smaller range makes it a little bit easier to trade, in my opinion. If you catch a good move on ZB, like you're going to the bank, right? $31 a tick. It's pretty good. Anyone that's joined in recently, I don't plan on putting on any trades unless there's something really obvious until after about 20 minutes. We have the cash open for Treasuries in 9 minutes, and then in 19 minutes we have some pretty big news coming out, so don't want to be caught on the wrong side of a trade, on the wrong side of the news. Just gonna hold off until then. I know it's kind of boring, but that's kind of what trading's like sometimes. Gotta wait for your chance, wait for your opportunity. Seems like we're rejecting this pretty big order here at 16. I know a few minutes ago we were trading up here. And it's also conveniently 15 is the VWAP, so having price bounce off there, it's not a rare occurrence. It happens every now and then. We also have a nice large order stacking up behind us here at 1,100 contracts. We got the same thing going on here in ZN. We got a 5,300 contracts at 22, 5,100 contracts at 23, also the VWAP. So there is a possibility that my prediction of us trading up here, at least for now in the short term, is not going to happen, and we might just bounce off these areas and then maybe test these lows again at 08, 09, or 10s. Just looking at the books. These could be fake orders. There's no really way to tell, but if we start seeing some large volume trading into this and it holding, it's a pretty good sign we are not going to go much higher, and we're gonna just go down again. This whole up move, this whole retracement of the past 5 days, that was yesterday, could just be, you know, I think we traded down here, like 21, 26 this week. This could be the end of the retracement. We may just start going down again. They're starting to sell some of these other products here. Could just be some spreading going on. I know the spread's been pretty out of whack the past few days. When you fall down 2 points and then you recover a point. Again, these are big moves for bonds anyway. The spread gets kind of like pushed in a weird direction. So very interested to see how this 14 level does. if we can ever get back up here and trade some decent size into it, whether it's a real order or a fake order. But yeah, I got 5 minutes till the cash open, and then 15 minutes until the big news. So hang in there, guys. A few more minutes before we can maybe look at putting on a trade. I did make one trade during the overnight session. We were making new lows. I think before I put the trade on, we kind of had a low of the day at around 16 or 17 or something. Let me just double check. Yeah, so we were trading around this area up to 13s, 14s, 15s. Took a short at 13s, covered for one tick at 12. The volume really died off. We actually traded all the way down here to 08. I was trying to cover that trade at 09, but once the volume died, I didn't really want to be in that trade anymore, so I just got out. 3 minutes. It's a 3-minute trade, very short. Very, very short term. But yeah, getting one tick is totally fine here on ZB. I think yesterday I had a bunch of scalps and I took one longer trade for like, I think it was like +5 or something, 5 ticks. But all the other trades I took were like 1 tick scalps. So if you make a lot of 1 tick scalps, eventually it adds up. Of course, it's better to try and go for like +2 or +3, but sometimes you don't get them. So just gotta take what the market gives you and don't be too greedy. We're starting to weaken up this this offer here at 13. Notice they're pulling the offers. 100 contracts is very thin for ZB. All right, you see they pulled that 1,000. That was a fake. They used to have like 1,000 offers printed here. It just pulled off instantly. We upticked off of 100 contracts. So this 1,200 could also be fake, and we may just shoot up all the way up to maybe 19 or 20. If we can trade through this 15, 16s, we may go all the way up to 19, 20 area. But yeah, there was a fake offer posted at 14. Could have moved some of it here to 15, but majority of that was fake. About 2 minutes till the cash open. We got ES starting to trade near making new lows, and a nice offer posted up. Tempting is holding us down here. If this trades down, trades lower, this could send us higher up on bonds. But it really depends on the power of the move. It doesn't look like it's too strong of a breakdown. $10-year and 3-year auction today. Yes, that is correct. But I'm mainly looking out for the PPI in 12 minutes from now. Yeah, for sure. So the auction definitely does have an impact on it. I'm probably not going to be trading during that time when the auction hits, so I'm not really too worried about that because it is pretty late here. But definitely holding out for PPI. So cash open in a minute, and then PPI in 10 minutes after that. So ES is kind of failing to really make a strong move down. And we're reacting by selling it. I mean, it's pretty normal. You see that ES going up, bonds going down. Still got about a minute until the. Okay, there's the There's cash open for bonds. 10 more minutes until the PPI news. So I might try and make a trade if there's any good volume now, but it's going to be some super short term stuff. Looks like they're trying to sell this. I saw them starting to pull the bids here on the 30-year as well. They're buying up the 5 years, so I'm kind of not liking this. Probably a spread trade. You know, you see one of these, the shorter term 5 years going up, 30 years going down, 10 years kind of in the middle, not really moving. There's some spread traders putting on positions. And it's important not to get caught up into that, because you can lose some pretty serious money being on the wrong side of that. Or trying to read it as like, you know, market action. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get trades where, you know, all of these are moving together. You know, the entire bonds market, the entire treasuries market is crashing or rallying. So we had a bit of a spread. The ZB still looks like it wants to go down. ZN is also kind of agreeing with us here. If we can tick down in one of these, it might be good to try and short, maybe short 10s and cover at 9 or 8 for +1 or +2. Especially with ES starting to rally up, that could help push us down even further. But it doesn't look like we have too much power yet for a down move. So they sold down 10s. They're starting to sell 20 half. I would expect that if this level breaks, then we might take down a ZN as well, but they're not too intent on selling this just yet. I would have liked to have been short here at 10, but it's too late now. They're really starting to pull this bid. 200 contracts, 300 contracts is really small. Alright, they're trying to sell through it. They sold through it. So let's see if I can get short here at 09s. I might not get the fill, but there's a high chance. Okay, I got the fill. I want to see us starting to make new lows of the day. And if we don't get that, then I'll just get out of this trade quick. If we can trade this 08 level and break it, there's a huge potential for some movement down. However, this has been some serious support and resistance in the past few days, so I may just have lost myself some money here on this trade. Looks like they're trying to buy it up. We got a nice bid behind us. So it looks like I'm on the wrong side of this. I'm gonna give it a minute to let it play out and see. I'm sure there's a lot of guys trying to play this as like a bounce off the bottom of the day. Just depends on who's going to win, the buyers or the sellers. I'd like to see ES kind of recover, because that could help push us down. We'll see. If they can sell through this 29.7 price, yeah, it looks like it's not going to go. We're already upticking as well on ZEF. They're pulling this. It's getting really thin. Should be able to get filled here for -1. Yeah, it's all right. Gonna wait until the news. I got 5 more minutes until that. I might even end up taking that trade again if I see it start trading near the lows again. But at this moment, it looked like the move was done. So, gonna hold off and see until the wait until the news hits. ES is starting to make new lows as well. We've got this large order again, this large offer at 12. They were interested to see if that is. So I told them 13s have got some pretty decent. Well, now it's 13. Had a pretty decent offer. Yeah, they're pulling it off. OFX, is that the name of a song? That rapper Future? Are you that guy who's telling me about that rapper named Future again? I think I remember you. Yeah, you're the guy I promised a ride in my Lambo, right? My future Lambo, that's in the future, that I made from trading futures, something like that. Yeah, it looks like some kind of spreading going on. We're up 2 ticks. We haven't moved. We're down 2 ticks. It's kind of ironic because I was telling myself, I'm like, oh, you shouldn't get caught in these spreader moves, but like we did down tick across the board, so I was like, maybe it's not a spreader move. We'll see. 3 minutes till the news. There's that strong selling again. So last time I got short here at 09s, it bought at 10, like a scrub. We have tested 08s before about 2 or 3 times. We've also tested this 09 level quite a lot, and we've bounced a lot off of this level. So if we break through it, maybe the play is to sell 7s and try and cover around 3. That could be the play. If not, maybe try and buy 9s or 10s and cover 14s, 15s, 16s, or maybe even higher, like new highs of the day, 24. It's even possible. Let's see how we react to this level here. Definitely see them really rejecting this. Looks like buyers are really happy to pay up here at 09.
09 is the weekly VWAP in the third year.
We've had 12 contracts trade down here at 08, and we've been down here 3 times. So it's like 2 times. We were kind of ticked up around, but 2 separate occasions we were at this 08 level and nobody sold into it. So there's not a lot of seller interest at 08.
So we're looking for a 0.2% expected on the month-over-month PPI.
If there wasn't a news release, I'd love to buy this right now at 09s, but they're really starting to thin these books out. See the number of contracts. 78, 300, 400.
to inline.
Alright, there's the news. And not really too much of an effect.
Building permits missed. PPI year over year missed by 2.2%. Everything else in line.
How much money I threw at ZB? Yeah, but I mean, I can go short and long. I can go both ways. So, I can make money if the price goes down. I can lose money if the price goes up if I'm on the wrong side. So, I'm not just buying it and selling it. Oftentimes I'm selling it first and then buying it back later. Borrowing someone else's shares, selling them. If the price goes up, I buy it, it's more expensive, I lose money. If I sell it now, the price goes down, I buy it later, it's cheaper, I make money.
Everything seems to be held up at the overnight low.
How much money I invest in the position? Well, I mean, I don't tend to hold.
Yesterday's pit low for the 10-year is 19 and a half, whereas the 30-year pit low from yesterday in the 30-year is 137 even, which is like 9 ticks off of.
So I don't tend to hold my trades. My longest trade was like 3 hours and 40 minutes. So it's not really invested. It's just money used for trading. It's just a vehicle for placing trades. Yeah, so we're bouncing pretty hard off this 9-10 level. Starting to see a bit of an iceberg here at 10. I might try and get filled here on some small size at 10. Buying 10s and 9s. And then risking 8s and 7. Okay, so I got filled. I'm currently long one contract at 10. I'd like to see some buyers start stepping up to buy 11s, and ES starting to tank again. Okay, got some buyers starting to buy up here. Kind of rejecting that price. I'd like to get on a second contract if I can. I don't know if I'll get in at 10s, but 10s or 9s I think would be a safe buy right now. Kind of leaning on these larger orders to hold us in this super strong support that we've had. Although we're just pulling these bids off now, so maybe it's not going to work out. Here we go. If we start trading 07s, I'm gonna reverse. So I'm actually now short.
There we go.
On this position. I'd like to add a second contract if I can at this price.
Short 06 in the 30-year.
See if I can get an add-on at 06. Should be able to get a fill. Alright, so I'm short 2 contracts. Maybe looking at 03 is my target.
Out at 08 -2.
This could still go. It could just be the first pullback. Might try and get out at 05s. Oh, it looks like these things are recovering. Might need to get out earlier. This 08 level holds. It's good signs for shorts. If we start trading up here to 010 or to 9 and 10 again, then that's really bad. I really want to see him try and reject this, sell it down. We're selling it down. We could hold down here. Trading 10s is like time to get out of this trade, but trading 8s and 9s and holding it there is okay. Just market needs a bit of time to decide which way it's going to go. Seen a lot of absorption on ZN at this 20 price, which is not too appealing for the short position I got right now. I was trying to trade 10s. We've seen some absorption on the offer on ZN. So there's a lot of guys trying to play around these prices. Nice to be on the winning side, of course. Not too much buying interest at higher prices like 10. We had four contracts buying into absorption. Starting to sell it down again. This might be the pullback that we had for that move down before we continue down lower.
Try short at 8. Trying to hold the bund up at 157.65, which is really a fucking pain in my ass. If they go ahead and move through that.
So it's pretty large buying going on in ZN, but they are keeping it down. We got some pretty large players here on the offer.
The 08s.
We'll probably come down and test this 06, 05 area one more time. So that's kind of why I'm holding on to this. Whether we go down and break 03, 04, who knows, but
I'm kind of seeing some signs that we're reversing. That stacking and pulling column in Jigsaw is just all blue.
do we buy 10s or do we just keep buying here at 9s? Let's even get it at 06. It's basically a scratch trade. Just like a huge lack of interest at 10. You know, they're buying the crap out of 6s, 7s, and 8s and 9s. Once you get to 10, there's just like no buyers interested at all. Got a few guys testing the waters here at 9, but no one wants to go up to 10 yet. Pretty weak interest in buying so far, even on ZN as well, only 29 contracts. There goes a 2 lot, and then we stack it up to 650. Starting to sell down these other ones. Might try and get short again here at 09. If I can see some nice indication from these other products, like maybe some big sells here. They're starting to pull the bids as well. I don't think anyone's getting short at 10.
Holding it up with that 19.5 bid, where they're actually scared of that though. I mean, it's not like there's that much below that.
There's very little interest in trading 10s on the bond, and 21, or buying up 21s on ZN as well. So I'm still like short at 07.
They still refuse to go through that 65 low in the bun. There's just no enthusiasm to sell down there.
It's not really much buying anymore.
It might be going now. Yeah, it ran a
Yeah,
little bit.
let's pull that out. See if I can get in back again here at 03.
Yeah, if that's all we get though, then pretty good chance that we go ahead and rally.
So like, I mean, we got a bit of buying, but there's the sellers are still willing to pound down these bids. It looks like. We'll see what happens though. We could be sitting this one for a while. It would be cool to get in short at 09s here, but well, it's too late for that now. Yeah, so like these sellers are still trying to get it down. Got some nice absorption, but not too many guys are interested in selling this 19.5 yet. So I think if this selling picks up, then we could start trading down. We got guys holding the price up, but holding the price down, but not taking it down just yet. I feel like buying has also lowered. The buying power, moving the price up, has also dwindled a bit. Starting to pull this out. Could see an uptick here on ZN and ZB as well. We might trade up 0809 again.
I think the robots might be confused. Holy crap, like so many level 2 changes here.
This is kind of interesting. Oh, this is starting to sell that pretty good now. ZF has been a pretty good indicator. This has been kind of leading the markets. So yeah, we see this downtick, and then there's a downtick, and then everything else starts falling. There we go. Did we get anything more than 05? See, buyers haven't started picking up yet. Still got a lot of people selling these lows and not buying the lows yet. Okay, there's a bit. See if I can try and get out at 05. Nice big offer stacked up behind us now at 08s. I think we made it to the other side. We've kind of officially made it to the other side of this support. We were kind of having some trouble with it at 07, 08s, and now we're below it. So feeling pretty good about the short. Could probably get filled here at 05. A lot of absorption. Sellers are trying to keep this price down at 19.5 on ZN. No interest in buying 29.2 yet on ZF. So we might uptick in ZB one last time. All right, let's see if I can get filled here at 05. I would like to get 03s, but this big offers, or this big bid's kind of making me worry a little bit. We only had a bit of size trading into these lows on ZN before they ticked up. They are trying to sell it though. If this starts ticking up, I might just try and get out at 06. Don't let this profit run away from me. Okay, there we go. There's a downtick. I should get my fill now. It might even trade down to 03 at my original target, but $300 in the queue. There's a downtick. Yeah, I'll probably get filled now. 150 in the queue. 49 in the queue. Oh man, this is the worst. This is the worst part. For anyone who's here yesterday, this is like, I was just complaining about this. This is like the worst part of trading, when you're like such a low number in the queue and you're just sitting there waiting to get filled and it never happens. Like if this trade turns into a loss, I'm gonna be so upset. Like we need like 200 contracts to trade for me to get filled and get out of this. They're really okay. There we go. All right, I'm out at 05. I'll sit in the queue way too long for that. for it to go down. Okay, I gotta take a
Get 1,000.
I gotta take a breather on that. That was a really frustrating trade. Okay, so
On the low.
we are
5 ticks lower. They got 1,600.
we're currently looking at some market that's grinded down. Why is this not showing up correctly? Sorry about that. Let me reopen that window. There we go. Should work now. Seen some big bids.
Seems so reluctant to do anything. I don't understand.
Like somebody's doing something fishy here.
I don't know why it's not showing the values here, but whatever. It's 0. I'm losing today because I got to pay the commissions on these trades. But I mean, it's like $10 down or something. That's totally manageable. So I was really expecting more of a move down after breaking this 08 level. I know we struggled with it a lot. So I'm wondering if maybe the play now is to try and put on a long trade, maybe at a 4 or 5, and play the bounce. It was really hard for us to get down here. I know we did get down here. But like it took a lot of effort. This is sizing up to be a pretty rough day, I think. The moves aren't as clean. Getting a lot of these kind of like huge orders that they're spoofing a lot. You know, there used to be a 1200 lot here at 6. We bought up 250 contracts, then it all pulled away. So kind of a lot of reluctance to sell lower. You know, we went a bid at 18 on ZN, not even a single contract trade into it. You can see from the color, the white letters kind of indicates it went bid at one point, but no one sold it. Only 43 contracts traded into 28.5 on the 5-year, and 22 contracts traded into ZB at 04. So it's like this could be one of these like super slow grind down days that's really hard to trade because it's just so slow and you're getting whipsaws in both directions. But we'll see what happens now. So we're looking here to see if they start selling some decent size into this, or if it just gets bought up again.
Okay, I think we test 175.50 in the bun before we rally, if we rally. It's just a big strike price, and I can't imagine them not trading into it a little bit. That should give us 03 being best bid in the 30-year, but we'll see.
6 contracts.
And then if we get through there, maybe that's the hot knife through butter that we're kind of waiting on.
6 contracts, pretty weak.
Or I don't know about y'all, but I'm waiting on it.
Pretty low selling interest at these levels. Yeah, you know, it might even be the right play to try and buy here at 05s. Risk the 2 ticks at okay, never mind, there goes some big selling. I think I didn't take that. There's that 6 lot again. So looking at this 3-2, 3-2-1 evens area, we got potential for a lot of guys being stopped out at this prices, at these prices. 0-2 was a
Okay, we're not there yet.
was a high,
We did
was a
just
recent
move through
high.
52.
Evens
Trade
is
51.
evens is evens, so like there's always a lot of guys who have like stops around these levels, so there's going to be a lot of guys trading around this area. 3210, and then at 31 straight, it's probably free fall until 26. I feel like the sellers are actually doing pretty strong, doing pretty good on this. I might try and try and scale into a position here, maybe around anything from like 5, 6, and 7, just selling 5, 6, and 7, looking for a break of this evens level, and trying to cover maybe 28 or 27. It's a bit far from my price, but if we ever come up and retest this 08 level, it'd be good to be short again around 5 or 6 or 7, risking maybe 9s or 10s again. ES is starting to recover a little bit. If we see this rallying up, then we got potential for some more downside. Good morning, Roger. Yeah, so we're starting to see some size sell. We're seeing absorption on the offer, and still a decent bid behind us. So this could still be kind of priming up for another move down. I'm gonna put a little like a feeler position on here at 03. I'd probably be happy to sell anything else between 5 to 7. Be very wary about selling 8s, and if you start trading 9s and 10s, it's time to get out of the trade. This is just a small trade just to kind of get a feel of how we're moving. I've noticed actually, for myself personally, being in a trade, I can make a lot better read of the market than just kind of watching it. So would have been nice to be at a little bit of a higher price, but I've no problem shorting again at 6 or 7. Technically it's averaging down, and it's usually bad advice to do that, but if you are very careful with it and you keep your trade plan, like I said, getting out if it starts trading 10, 11,
That's 12,000 now bought back up in 18 and a half.
then it can be okay as long as you're not going on.
The bid there at 157.50 in the bund. It was 1,600 and exactly 1,600 sold into it. Or well, I say exactly of 1,599 sold into it, and then 33 bought it back. But that would be a really great place to reverse if we were going to reverse.
So we're starting to see some sellers willing to sell down these lower prices, and it's pretty decent absorption still. We still got 630 on the offer behind us. Looks like ZN is holding pretty well at these lower levels. They're not trying to take it down just yet, but they're holding it here. If I can get an add-on to this position, maybe at 7 or 6, I'd be happy. But we'd like to get at least a 2 lot on this trade. Okay, they're starting to buy this up now. Right trade up to into 19.5 on ZN, which would correspond to maybe 5, 6, or 7 here on ZB. Oh, they actually sold through it. We're starting to see a bit of absorption now again on the offer. I might need to get long in here at 03. Looks like ZF's ready to go. CN's getting ready to go too. Yeah. All right, let's go. ES is starting to rally a bit.
The bun got below that 50 level. Doesn't seem to really care about it.
Okay, and so if this O2 level breaks, we start trading O1, so with some decent size. We have people using the O2, which was a recent high from the last week or so, as a stop out level. And then that's likely to trigger the guys out here at evens, who use evens as a psychological level because it's a nice even number, which would give us our next target to be about 26 or 27. Got a lot of volume trading at this level on ZN. Some decent size selling into the lows of the day.
Look at that, they're buying the 10s and 5s, but not the 30s.
I might have been a little early on that. It looked like we were getting pretty ready to go.
Yeah, I think that the 5 years in charge here, like when you look at the delta in the 10-year, it's pretty much flat.
Okay, we're starting to go now. Seeing some size start trading directly into O1s. I mean, not large size, but seeing something trade into that is good. Excuse me for using the word size, that would be incorrect. That's not large size, that's just something getting sold into O1s. But we've had a pretty baller trend. I might try and get on a third contract here if I can. Maybe around a 31. And then cover at 27, 28, maybe 26. We're starting to tick up now. ES is starting to drop, which is pretty standard. Got about 25 minutes till they cash open for equities. Might be able to get out of this trade before that happens. We're kind of seeing a nice imbalance here of sellers on ZN. RDS is starting to recover a bit. It's about a point up. So looking at this '06, this '06 price, I'd like to see this as a real order. Might try and add on a second contract here, or sorry, third contract, maybe at 6 or 7, if I get that opportunity. Although we are starting to run into a bit of absorption on the bid now. This could be the end of our down move. But we've seen a lot of this lately, this kind of 4 to 5 ticks of just kind of bouncing around before finally continuing in the direction. Just typical trend things. You swing down, you pull back a little bit, swing down again, pull back a little bit, swing down. You don't want to get shaken out of the swing back or the pullback. It has happened to me a lot recently, and it really hurts because I'll lose like $200 on something that I didn't need to lose $200 for. So I'm just trying to adapt to adapt the trading plan a little bit to fit these markets. We didn't really trade much into 05 last time, so we don't really get a chance to test this 06 order. We may not get there again. We got some decent selling here at 04. Buyers aren't really stepping up to 05s. We got them at 04, all these limit orders, but not at 05. We're kind of seeing this across the board as well. So ZN, we got a nice imbalance of sellers, 3,000 versus 100, and 2,500 versus 13 in the 5-year. Also seeing ES starting to rally as well, which is better for our short position. Yeah, so nice downtake and big selling here. The Treasuries market wants to go down is what it looks like together. So anything else is just kind of noise, but we do tick down all at once. Big size just selling across the board. Really interested to see this 06 again. Still waiting on that. See what happens there, if anything does happen there. Last time we touched 05. Traded a little bit into it. 06 is the big one. If ES stays heavy like this, we might get a chance to see that, but we're already down like 1.5 points, and we haven't upticked on ZB yet. We've upticked on the other contracts, but not ZB. Like, the way I see it is, we got buyers, but they're very passive. They're not aggressive. We got sellers who are aggressive. We got guys who want to sell at these prices, 05, 06, 07, but they're starting to feel like, I'm not going to get that price anymore. So let me take a worse price to be sure that I can get in the position. Whereas these buyers are just kind of, waiting to get what comes to them. If they do get filled. Starting to move up again in ES, seeing a nice downtick in the 5-year. Very weak bid, 12 contracts. Looks like we're kind of watching ES, seeing what ES wants to do. This goes up, we go down, and it goes down, we go up. There's a buy on ZB, but nothing else. Sold back down instantly. Not a single contract traded into this big order at 06. Nice size selling into 04. Across the board. Breakthrough, ES is ticking up. Maybe ES is ticking up. It's having a bit of trouble. Okay, slowly going now. So I'm short at 03 and 02. Probably should have waited and tried to get in at maybe 4 or 5. I don't know if 5 would ever happen, but starting to see these large offers starting to move down. Used to be here at 06, now we own at 05 too. What's the font size I have on my dome? I think it's pretty big. 14. Size 14. Just trying to pull this bid out at 05. See what happens at 06. Rejected at 06. Don't really seem to want to trade up here. It's really hard for them. So this is kind of the thing I was talking about yesterday, where we had these. This is in the other direction anyway. But yesterday, well, let me explain it for today. So I feel like it's really hard for us to uptick, and it looks like we're down ticking pretty easily. Get some guys taking it down when they feel like it. You know, we're taking a lot of time before we buy up these prices. Once the selling comes in, it comes in hard. Maybe a spread trade going on here. Moving up in the 10 and the 30 and not moving anywhere in the 5-year. So I was moving it down. Looks like we're just doing exactly what ES does. Just around this entire level. ES goes up a point, we go down. ES goes down a point, we go up. It's just kind of random market noise going on. But this lack of interest at 06, I think, is a good tell. The fact that we've got a lot of absorption here at 05, I think, is also pretty decent. You know, ZF is also kind of hanging out near its lows, and they're not trying to buy it up. They don't really think it's a good deal yet. ES starting to recover a bit now. 15 minutes until the ES Open. But we've got kind of this two tick range thing going on between 03 and 05. They're trying to take it up on a 5-year, but it's not working out too well. Sellers are still holding it down. Alright, back to this 06 level. See if they start buying it up or not. I'm going to risk on kind of this 08, 09 area. So quite a long way to go. It's going to hurt if it gets up there. But I gotta give straight a bit of time to develop. Still nothing trading into 06. Maybe it's sold down. Yes, it's starting to rally a bit as well. If it can get over and start trading 80, we could see a reaction. It's trying to get up there, but there's also some absorption on ES as well. Although if we start trading at 80.25 or 80 half on ES, this is quite a big step in the profile. At least for the overnight session it is. There's good potential for this to start. If we start trading 80 half or 80 3/4, we could start trading up to maybe get the VWAP. Or maybe test this point of control up here. On ES, that is. Large orders moved up to 7. Used to be at 6, now it's at 7. Okay, move up to 7. And starting to see a lot of volume trade these areas. So I'm going to try and look on to add-on, maybe 7s or 6s possibly. Try to get add-on at 6. A lot of selling is really starting to pick up when we get to these higher levels. Which is normal. I mean, people want to sell when it's more expensive, right? That's just a normal reaction. ES is kind of failing to make new highs, so we might even start trading up into 7s now. Start to see some absorption. A lot of volume coming in, potentially. There was. Now it's gone. Again, so we're really playing out this level, this 8 level. Seeing 9s and 10s trading is time to get out of this trade for sure. We kind of have a bit of a range developing here between maybe 3 and 6. So if the buyers can buy it up out of this range and break this support level or resistance level that we have at 0.8, I think it's pretty clear that I'm on the wrong side. But anything just kind of bouncing around this area, 4, 5, and 6, and even 7s is still signs to me that we still have potential to go down. There's very little interest here at buying 07s. Just also got that big order on top of it. Started to see some big selling coming in. That was like 2 ticks on ZN. Could scare a few people out. One contract turned into 07. Volume's picking up kind of across the board, also ES as well. Wonder if there's that Trump tweet or something that I'm not aware of. Uptick on ZEF. Again, very little interest in buying this these highs again. Can ES finally make its way up above 80 this time? Maybe back to that value area. Seem to want to stick around this 79, 75 and below. Not really wants to go. Doesn't really want to go up. It's a downtake in ZF. Wasn't sustained. Big offer at 07, but I don't think you're going to get filled at that price. Buyers aren't there yet. Probably gotta wait till ES open for anything to happen now at this point. It's already 3 minutes until then. So we've been in this trade for, what, 30 minutes now, and we haven't really moved in any direction. Just kind of bouncing around here. ES is slowly growing its way up. But again, we've tested this 80 level maybe 3 or 4 times already, and we failed to break it, or we traded up there 2 contracts on ES. Although likely when we get the cash open in 2 minutes, we will see something happen around that level. Could even sweep up above it because of all the guys who got positions, short positions around here. Could be getting stopped out. Otherwise, not much going on. We'll have 2 more minutes until equities open, a minute until equities open. And then we might finally find out if we're right or wrong on this trade. I'd like to be right, of course, but can't win them all. Anyone else trading right now? How are you guys doing? Okay, volume's really starting to pick up around these levels. Nice big offers. You're flat? Are you flat on the day, or are you just flat in your positions? Alright, let's see what does ES do. ES tanks on the open. So you start off by selling off the open. Kind of interesting that we ran down like 3 points and we didn't even uptick. You know, we were upticking on like, you know, a point on the during the overnight session, and here we crashed 3 points, and we didn't even get we didn't even get much buying. Paige, you're always flat. But thanks. Still seems to be a lack of interest in buying 07s until they, you know, eventually do buy it. A few guys buying it, starting to buy it up now. Alright, so this 08s and 9s and 10s is going to be the last line here. They move that big bid up to 09. Looks like they're buying it up pretty good now. Can they trade up into 09s? He's starting to recover a bit. Still didn't trade up to that 28 level that I was talking about, or 88. Or 80. Yeah, I can't read. 2880 seems to be the magic number on ES. We're still rejecting these prices. Alright, we're getting to that area now where I gotta look to maybe get out of this trade. It's starting to crash. Yeah, there's nice offer at 10, but they keep moving that. It was at 06, and they moved it to 7, 8, and 9s, and now it's at 10. They're moving it every time. This big bid at 07 is not good. Can we trade through this volume step in the profile? Is it down like almost 10 points now? Alright, let's get out of this. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, this could be the price that it reverses at. I'd be so upset if that happens, but probably, let's see, maybe we can try and get long here at 8 and 9. See how it reacts to ES, make a new low if it does. Or is this the point where it recovers and then we start trading down into to 26? Could be. Looks like they're buying it up still. CN's running into a bit of support here, or a bit of resistance here at this 22 level. A lot of absorption, a lot of volume trading at these prices. The other contracts look like they still want to try and go up. But yes, it's continuing to fall. It's falling hard. This could be the pullback for that then move up that we had. I should get long here at 10. This is pretty much trading purely off of ES. We got potential resistance here at 14, 16, and then maybe high of the day. Ace is pulling back a bit. Looks like it's continuing its move down again. How high does ES pull back? About 2 points, 3 points. There's some big selling, but there's a big absorption as well across treasuries. They don't really seem to want to give up this these 10s and 9s yet. Big offer here at 11 at the VWAP. Yes, is trying to recover again. Might try and get along the second contract if we have another pullback, maybe here to 8 or 7. Though we may just come down again, actually. He is kind of stuck around its point of control. See if it gets up to view up. I'm having a bit of trouble going anywhere right now. Alright, we're starting to stack up the bids again, pulling the offers. ES looks like it's on its way down. Let's see if I can get another contract on here at 10. Might not get my fill. Ready to buy up to 11s. Pretty big bid on the 5-year. Just put a target way out there. I guess after we had our move down here to 1 and 2, it looks like the buyers started to step up and control the market. So I'm gonna hold on to this one for a little bit more again. We're starting to pull these bids though. Well, ZF seems like it wants to go higher. Nice gap in the profile here at 31. Bit of a step in the profile here on ZN as well, but there's an even more, just an even bigger one at from 22.5 to 30. Let's see if ES decides to make a new low. Let's try in. So if we keep going up, the first target would be maybe 14. Fortunately, although we did go up and actually touch 16 earlier today. So it's possible we may even get up there. If that breaks, then we got potential up to maybe 24, 25, 26 area. Would have been nice if I was like buying down here instead of selling. So we've had like 3 contracts up from like 1, 4, and 6. Oh well. Picked the wrong side. Alright, so ZF's probably going to move to this step in the profile pretty easily. So it gets up to evens. Might have some trouble trading in the evens area. ZN's probably going to move up to 25. Having a bit of trouble here at these prices. ES is starting to make a recovery. Although it could just be a bit of a pullback before it goes down even further. They're not really too interested in selling this, okay, well, now they are. So they weren't really too interested in selling this 11's price. Buyers are a bit more willing to step up. Alright, ES is starting to crash down again. Could see a bit more up move in this. Although they're starting to reject this 12 price. Need to see a big bid firm up. Sweeping down here on ES. It's good for the longs. So if we can break to this 14 level, then the next target would be 16, and then perhaps high of the day, 23, 24, 25. This looks like a pretty strong move. I'm gonna see if I can get filled at 12 for a third contract. And worst cases, I'll get out at 11s. Probably won't get this fill though. Actually, let's pull that off. Let's see how ES does on this pullback. Okay, still going. I don't think I was gonna get that fill anyway, actually. It's kind of funny watching these books like thin out as ES starts grinding up. Alright, so 14s is the big level. Can we get through 14s and then 16? ES is making a nice recovery now. Could be it though. Looks like ES is on its way back down again. Nope, maybe not. Nice bid, although that's getting really thin. Let's try and get out here at 12. Can always get back in, maybe get back in at 11 or 10 again. Can I get the fill at 12? Alright, let's take... Okay. Just +1 on that. I think I didn't get that add-on. ES is making a pretty spectacular recovery now. 4 points. We're going to pause a little bit until we find out what ES wants to do. Looks like it wants to go down again. They're kind of rejecting these highs on the 5-year. This will kind of put me off. Just slap it into 14s here. Not so much enthusiasm to bite any higher, interestingly. Do you only trade bonds? Yeah, I mean, I sometimes trade the mini Nikkei here in Japan. But yeah, as for the moment, yeah, I just trade the bonds. Hey Lauren, thanks for the follow. Sorry for calling you out like that. But I know who you are. Yeah, futures is legit. I like trading futures. Well, looks like the move up's still going. Just pausing a little bit. Kind of sad I sold out of that, but maybe looking at getting in if I can get in at 13 or 14. Looking for a break of 16 and then maybe highs of the day again. Let's try and get it. Let's try and get back in at 13. May not get my chance. But they're holding it up. They're holding ZF up. ZN's getting held up pretty well. 4,000 on the bid. 2,500 on the bid. They're starting to buy it up. I might need to pay up to 14. Looks like I'm gonna need to pay up to 14. All right. Try and get a second lot. Try and get a second lot on. Again, I'm kind of like halfway to my daily loss limit, so I'm trying to be really careful about these trades. Just trying to get myself back green on the day. Probably gonna end the day red. But if I can make a few ticks to soften the blow, it'll be all right. Love to go green, but you know, that might be pushing it. So I'm pretty close to getting filled here at 14. Not liking that we're not seeing anyone buy into 15s yet, but ES is still running down. Still going. 74 in the queue, so I should probably be able to get this fill. Although it may just go without me. Starting to buy it up. Voice crack. Starting to buy it up. Bid behind me. Looks like I'm not going to get this fill. Hey, Luca with the follow. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you're enjoying the show. If I lose a bunch of money, you guys have a good time. Maybe it's alright. Alright, 16 is a really important level. If this breaks, then we got a whole lot of upside. You know, we might even trade up here to 24. I would like to get a second lot on somewhere around here. I don't think I'm going to get this fill at 14 if we keep this. I'm going to leave this order in for a little bit, though. I may get filled on a back tick or if there's a pullback on ES. 73 in the Q's, pretty good position. But looking like a pretty good move. This is just, you know, stocks being weak. Yeah, stocks are just crashing still. Just sweeping down. We were trying to trade, what, up here earlier? Now we're all the way down here. Pretty bad day for bonds. Pretty bad for my investments. I got investments in this. But, do I trade every day? Yes. I have been trading every day for about 6 months now. It's about 9 p.m. Japan time is when the bonds market opens in the States. It's when the volume picks up. So, pretty convenient. Oh man, I'm missing this. Oh, I really wish I got that extra fill. Let's see if I can get 16. Oh, I should have left that order in. Whatever, too late. Because the next level we have is 24, I think. High the day at 24. Looks like we're just going up. Alright, I'm paying up. I don't want to miss this. Could probably get out at 16 or 15 in a worst case. I think the risk reward in this position is pretty good. Yeah, so it's very convenient. Also, you know, living in Japan, 9 or 8 o'clock in the morning. Sorry, 9 o'clock in the morning is the Japan's stock market, and they trade for about 6 hours, 2.5 hours, and there's a 1 hour lunch break, and then 2.5 hours again. So I can, if I have a kind of a crappy day on bonds during the night, I can make it back on the Nikkei the next day. Alright, ES is trying to recover a bit. This could be a time to try and take off a little bit and add to the position again. Although that was a pretty weak recovery. If we start dropping down again, it was like maybe a point or a point and a half. Kind of concerned about adding on another contract, a third one. If we get up to like maybe 1920, I might look to do it. But this move's already quite extended, and it's this trade isn't like yelling. It's not yelling out to me, "Hey, buy just yet." This is recovery on ES. Starting to run into a bit of kind of putting the brakes on this move. Sellers are starting to sell it down. Could be profit taking. This happened last time. I actually got out of my trade too early, so I guess if I can hold on to this a little bit longer. It would be terrible if I just like lost money on all these buys now. Because like market's going up, you should buy it and make money. Don't buy it and lose money. ES is on its way back down again. Could be another buying opportunity. Alright, 14 levels is the support resistance level from before. If we're going to continue up, this should not break 14s. ES is on its way down again. Bit of a pause, although I was going to mention they were holding up here, but we didn't. Big bid now. Looks like we're committed to continuing up. So anyone who added around there was probably a good play if you did. Can we continue to make new lows on ES? Struggling a bit. Alright, 5-year ticked up. Not too strong of a bid yet, but it's ticking up. People are buying. People are starting to buy up everything else. Okay, so we've held. Alright, trading through 18s could be an issue with this step in the profile, although if we do trade, it should go up pretty easily to 19. And then we got, new highs a day at 07 or 007 and 01, 5-year. They're fighting for these prices. They're fighting for them. ZEN's being a little bit sluggish. See, they're actually selling the 5-year. They're not buying it up yet. I wonder if they're waiting for something. CF down ticked. That's pretty strange. We didn't really buy anything into 18. And we couldn't uptick on ZN either. Still making new lows on ES, so I'm kind of getting a little bit worried about this now. Probably not going to look to add and consider taking off. I'd like to get off at 18. But if we start trading up there, then maybe I should just hold on to it. A lot of absorption holding us down here on the 10-year. Let's try and get off on 17. I might need to take 16 again as get a tick. Probably get 17, maybe try and get back in later on this move. Oh, they finally upticked. No one wants to buy this 005. Yeah. Oh man, this is a tough call. ZN's holding up strong though. Let you out at 17. I mean, I get that chance. Let's just take the +1. Okay. Where did I originally bought at what? At 10? And then I sold at 11. And then I bought at 17. Or I bought at 14s and 17. And sold at 16. That's kind of some crappy trading. I was originally long here. Could have gotten like 5 ticks on that. Alright, ES is on its way down potentially, but they're really not interested in buying this at all. It's just like they just turned off the buying. Like we've been up here 2, 3, 4 times and not a single contract spot up in there. Maybe I should short this move, but like at the same time, it's been such a strong power up that I'm really worried about trying to go against this. I don't want to get in front of the train. Should see they're up here again on the 5-year. The 5-year's been kind of running things, so very important to watch this. No interest. Okay, finally a 6 lot. Someone wants to buy it up. Bonds tick down, big selling in the 5-year, and everything else ticks down. I think this is the end of the move. Might be time to looking to get short now. Yeah, let's try and get short here at 15, risking 18s, 19s. I start seeing some strong upticks, and I'll just get out of this one. Yeah, like ES is recovering really strong now, starting to trade its way all the way back up. Pretty decent lack of buying on the offer. Although we do have a lot of absorption, so I'm still very cautious about this. I'm really keen into this this 24 half level and 005 as kind of my my potential, you know, outs on this trade. Kind of failure to trade into 16 as well is kind of good. Really strong offer here. 6,000 absorbed and another 5,000 on the offer. They're really rejecting this evens in 02 or 002 on the 5-year as well. So it's going to kind of sit tight on this, wait for it to develop. Still no one buying. Do like a 3 lot buy into 17, 3 lot again, 6 lot. Pretty small stuff. It's like guys like me trading, so we don't really move the market very much. Starting to reject this price as well on the 5-year, so
Hey, can anyone hear me?
Sure can.
So what's the deal? Is there any news about this event right here that's going on in equities?
Not that I see.
he's talking about why they
I
just
saw the 10-year is above 3%, but I haven't seen anything in terms of like a tweet or tariff news or anything like that.
so okay, if they can start trading up here, 24 half, 17s, and 005, then that's time for me to get out of this. But at the moment, I'm seeing a really lack of interest to buy up these higher prices, and eventually these sellers are going to come in.
I really don't know, other than that we just kind of failed some really key support levels, and everything is just looking really bad at the open.
Sellers are starting to come in now. There we go, some big sells. Pretty weak buying across the board. Looks like they're all on the sell side at the moment, at least in terms of aggressive players. Nice pull in the bid.
One thing I'm noticing is it kind of seems to me like people weren't very well protected because, you know, treasuries were way down there and they've come almost completely back now. I think that a few people were surprised here.
Yeah, I was surprised on that move. I took a big hit, short in the bottom. So I'm one of those people who are not protected. Sales are starting to sell it down.
So you're just like me, you want you want it to just always keep going. So we're going short. It's like should make a new low, right?
Me?
Yeah, I've kind
Yeah.
of noticed that you have a lot of the same tendencies that I do. Like you, a lot of the trades that you made sound like me 9 months ago.
Still seeing some
You're a little bit better at it, but
serious imbalance here. I mean, some buying here at 14s, but there's a real lack of interest in buying these prices, from what I've seen so far. Alright, so I can get short again at 14. This is kind of a key level, this like 14, 16 area. It was the overnight highs, I believe. So you can kind of keying off that. Alright, starting to see some serious selling imbalance here. Look at this, like 3,000 contracts versus 50, 2,000 versus 100, 2,000 versus 300, 8,000 versus 3,000. Gotta keep an eye on this big bid and see if this is legit or not. I don't actually remember. Wish I was paying attention before. ES is going on a nice run now. If it runs its way back up here, then that's great for the shorts. Running into a bit of absorption on the bid side, but again, this lack of interest in buying it is still there. So we got that situation where we have the defenders, right? But there's no guys trying to bring the price up. They're holding it up, but they're not taking it up. Downtick and instantly sell down into it. We uptick for a second and it was rejected instantly. ES is starting to crash a little bit. Could be a signal to get out of this. I guess if we start trading into like maybe 25, 25, we might uptick. No, we downtick. Okay. Kind of interesting correlation there. Okay, now we're upticking again.
you know, bonds way with bonds coming back there. I think that might the worst of it might be over.
Huh. Kind of seeing a lack of commitment here. There we go. Okay, so we're starting to we're trying to move down when we uptick, but we don't care when we go down again. So feeling good about these shorts. This is kind of in a trade I've been making a lot this past week, is we have this kind of broken correlation or one-sided correlation. We move down a lot, and if ES upticks, we downtick, but when ES downticks, we don't uptick. So ES can do whatever it wants, but if we don't, if we don't uptick, then it's good for the shorts, because eventually ES will bounce back, and that'll send us down again. Although the selling has definitely started to weaken a little bit. We are seeing some buying starting to pick up, but this is a kind of a weak bid, and it's getting sold back down. We're still seeing a kind of a selling imbalance here on the 5-year. The 10 years just very neutral. Starting to pull this out. I'm going to try and get out here at 14 for like half a tick if I can. 200 in the queue. You should probably be able to make that. Starting to see the sellers kind of gotten turned off and they're turning into buyers now. We got the absorption, but they're not really smacking that beta anymore, so I need to get out of this. Might need to get out at 15. $150 in the queue. Do I just take 15? I really don't want to take 15. This is on its way back up again. Down tick on the 5-year. Interesting. Alright, let's get out of this trade and let's reevaluate. Okay, I'm gonna be right back in about 5 minutes.
That was some really strong sweeps there in the E-mini buying. There it is again.
Alright, I'm back. Man, what happened? I go away and the prices dropped. Much ticks. What? What did I miss? See, when I shorted at 14, I covered at... Shorted at 15, 14, covered at 14. What happened? Okay. What a terrible time to go away, right? Well, I guess we traded up to 16 when I was gone, and then came back down. Huh. Let's see, ES is looks like it's on its way back down. Well, that was crap. Alright, yeah, a lot of these trades are not being managed very well, because I'm getting like one tick, I'm getting like, you know, 3 favorable ticks, 3 favorable ticks, I'm only taking half a tick off, basically, because it's on 2 contracts. This one was alright. This wasn't very good. These are all pretty bad as well. I need to try and hold these winners a bit more, or get out a bit sooner. Looks like we're still ticking down though. Interesting that we're still kind of grinding lower. Is it too late, or is it still worth to try and get into this? Some buyers are coming in now. It's so hard to tell though, because you look at the chart and it's just like, yeah, it's a downtrend and it's an uptrend. It's both. So like, you can't. I don't know if I should be looking for a longer move, or I should just try and take these scalps. Would definitely like to dig myself out of this hole though, maybe get to flat on the day. Definitely seen some selling in the 30 and 10 year, not so much in the 5 year. Nice move up on ES, so this looks pretty normal. This 08 level has, this 08, 09, 07 has always been kind of a problem the past week, so it takes us a lot to get down there. And you can kind of see that now we're starting to get, you know, some buying and a bit of absorption. Not too much, but we're pretty balanced around these prices. ES is starting to struggle a little bit to make new highs. Could be a pullback. Volume's really dropped off here in the Treasuries. Not really seeing anything yelling out to me right now at the moment. Decent big buy here on ZB, but it was projected by an iceberg at 10. Could be the end of this down move, could be our continuation up. Yep, right when I say that we tick down, right? That's how it goes. Oh, that move didn't really have any corresponding movement in any of the other products, so kind of a little bit suspicious there. They pulled that really fast. Alright, so if I can get a short on here at 08. I wonder if we're just going to trade back down to here, like this 3-2-1 evens level. They're pulling these, so looks like they want to let it go. ES is starting to make a nice recovery as well. Pretty serious downticks. ES starting to tumble again. Volume's picking up. So we ticked up on a pretty big order here. Interested to see if they can sell this back down or if it just holds up at 21.5. Just trying to get a better idea of what ES is doing. Big bids here. Kind of a random sweep up on ES. Sent us down a little bit. Wonder what caused that. Just ran up like 3 points out of nowhere. Bonds seem to dislike that though, and they're starting to sell off. Bit of a pullback after that impulsive move. Over test this point of control and then continuing either up or down. Looks like it's having trouble trading through the point of control. They're starting to pull this bid just a little bit Although upticking on ZF is kind of a disagreement here. TTF stalking along. We made it through that point of control finally on ES. Really strange though, because I just like they just bought like a crap ton of ES out of nowhere. Selling ZN. Volume 7 started to die off, although ZN is kind of back to where we were before. And that's one tick up. Alright, probably should be looking for longs. It's unfortunate. We had some pretty big moves today. Like we traded down into evens or 01, and then went up to 11, came down to 8, traded up to 18, traded down to 13, 16, down to 7, and now we're back up to like 12s and 11s. Some pretty big like one directional moves. It really sucks that I'm on the wrong side of all these. Maybe the play was just to have like a bunch of buys over here and a bunch of sells over here and just like go away and watch the market just like fill your order and bounce in between. Possibly. Yeah, like I don't know what's going on right now. I'm like really trying to get a feel for what's happening. Like, is this all just being driven by ES? But like the moment we take a trade and use ES, it's like, no, I'm gonna stop doing that now. Like, is the play to short here at 11s and then risk 13s? But like, then we like we're seeing all this selling on ZB and then we uptick in the other places. Like that's really weird. Short 11s, yeah. Like I was thinking about taking that short at 11s too, but like we just saw we just randomly upticked in the 5 and the 10 year. So like, if anything, the market's telling me I should buy 12s. But then we buy it up and then like they start selling 11s. And then like we got this super thin offer on at 31.5 on ZN or ZF. If I bought 12s, like it's not really, there's nowhere to go. I guess they're buying up the 5 years. I guess I'll buy 12s. We're starting to buy up some of the other ones too. ES is coming down as well. Trying to get long 12. What? I've taken the 5 year. Well, they're fighting over this price. So what was that price at? 17, 18? A lot of volume trading at this price. Hmm. Like maybe we should just be trading ES today instead of trying to trade treasuries. Had a lot of trouble even coming down here. I'm not liking anyone buying up 12s at all. There we go. ES is kind of on its way down, and we respond by selling bonds. Hmm. There's a lot of fighting going on at these prices across all the products. We're getting some buyer support now at 10s and 11s. TFF, are you long? Did you get long on this? I don't know. This is pretty weird. How you doing today, by the way? You having a good day, bad day, an okay day, average day? It's mixed. Well, it's pretty big selling coming on now. It's trying to move down together. ZB's kind of moving by itself though, which is really strange. Buying up the 5-year. Starting to buy up the 10-year as well. Like, what's that? Or like selling a bunch of 30-year and then buying up the 10-year. Is starting to crash. How do we react to that? Turning into this 53.50, 53.25 could send us a lot higher, but we may not get down there. Three evens trading. 52. 250s that I'm looking for on ES. $52.75 traded. Hmm. Let's try and get out of 10 for -2 on this. Okay. So -4. Yeah. Hmm. Just in this '07 level again. We traded down here last time. This was the kind of the last recent low. So I wonder if that is potential signs to get in long, or if we should look for a break of that on the short side. Although it might be the short actually. We can try and get in here at 07. Hey, Demotone5, thanks for the follow. Oh, it's M. Arigato. Ah, 結構難しいけど、あ仕方ない。今日難しい。Starting to see that descending potential descending triangle. We 13s, 11s, and now 9s with a break of 7s. 頑張ります。But it could just be like, I don't know, like I want to look at ES, but I also want to disregard ES. Because like, this correlation is like really 50-50 today. It's like, it's active enough that I'm like, using it as indicator, but it's not accurate enough where I'm like taking some pretty bad trades on it. I'm starting to sell. Yeah, let's get short here. Instantly saw some contracts trade into 07, so I think there's some potential here in a down move. Give it until 11 and 12. This would be the final. Level on this trade. I guess actually 12 would be that level. Trades or 12's trading would then invalidate this trade. Yeah, it might turn. Looks like it is turning. The correlation seems to be in play now. We got ES making new lows. It's on its way to make new lows. Looks like we're getting prepped for that. Just waiting for this 12 to trade before I get out of this. Yeah. Try and get out. Yes, is going on reversing now. All right, well that's gonna be it for me today. I've obviously don't have a good read on the markets. Some pretty bad trading today, unfortunately. So apologies to all the viewers. But that's just trading, and sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Definitely gonna try and review the session tomorrow, see if I can pick up anything else missing up. But it looked like I was just having I was consistently just making the wrong play. You know, I was getting out of trades too early. A lot of these trades I should have gotten out at a lot of bad prices. Some of these trades where I was like selling the bottom, buying the top, selling the bottom. So, I mean, I'll definitely be back in tomorrow, and hopefully I can turn things around from this. But thanks everyone for hanging out and watching today, and I will be here tomorrow, same time. Have a good evening.